Rory, I need you to do the washing before I get home. There's a dress in there that I want to wear tonight when I go out with the girls. I also need to have dinner before I leave. Can't drink on an empty stomach and all. So, can you make something for when I get home? Preferably something fairly light. Maybe Eggs Benedict? You know I hate your pasta dish, so definitely not that. It's just plain disgusting.
Oh, hello, Mom. Yeah, I'm okay. Thanks for asking. What's that? How's my day going? It's not too bad, actually.
Ugh, stop being so snarky, Rory. I don't have time for this. I'm still working, unlike some people.
What's that supposed to mean?
You know exactly what I'm on about.
Oh, so you're back on this spiel again? Trying to claim that I don't work or anything, so I should act like your personal maid?
Look, we both know you don't do anything but lounge at my house all day. The least you could do is some household chores and whatever else I ask of you. It's not that hard. And whilst you're at it, I need you to take your dad shopping before I get back. So all of those other chores best be done before you leave. I really need that dress. It's the black mini one with the little straps.
What does Dad need to go shopping for?
He needs some new clothes and some new shoes. It could take a while. Oh, and if he asks where I am when you get back, just tell him I've gone over to your grandma's or something. He doesn't need to know that I've gone out with my friends. Otherwise, he'll just get all clingy and annoying, demanding that I come back home.
Well, if Dad doesn't like the idea of you staying out late and getting drunk, maybe you should have a talk with him? I mean, he kind of has a point. It's not good to go out and get hammered, especially when you've got work tomorrow still. And it's probably not sensible to lie about where you are. What if something happens?
Listen, are you the mom or the kid? Stay in your lane. Just do what I say and there'll be no issues. Got it?
Fine. Whatever.
Good. Oh, and I also need you to transfer me some money. About 200 should do it.
That's quite a lot of money, Mom. What do you need it for? I've already paid my share of the rent and bills this month.
Well, I need it for tonight, obviously. It's going to be quite an expensive night. Can you stop questioning everything I say? It's getting tiresome.
I'm not giving you $200 just so you can go and drink it away. That's a lot of money, and I'm not going to let it be wasted on a night out.
Excuse me? You are my daughter, and I have brought you up and made sure you had a good life until adulthood, and you were able to go off on your own. But you chose not to do that, didn't you? Instead, you chose to stay living with me and your father in my house. So it's simple. You need to help pay towards rent and bills, and whatever else I say. You can't just freeload off of us for the rest of your life.
I don't freeload off you. In fact, I pay a lot of money toward the bills. I also buy my own food and whatever else I want. I never ask you or Dad for anything. The only reason I'm still at home is because I'm trying to save up for my own house. They're just incredibly expensive at the moment.
Look, your dad might fall for that, but you can't fool me. I know that you're just trying to leech off of us, but I'm not going to let that happen. So you better just do what I say if you want to have a peaceful life living in my home.
I'm not trying to leech off of anyone. What kind of mom talks to their child like that? You act as if I'm some horrible stranger you don't know.
Just because you're my daughter doesn't mean I have to let you do whatever you want. I'm trying to show you that if you want to live your life at 26 years old with your parents still, then there are going to be certain things that you need to do in order to help out.
I do help out.
Look, I really need to get back to work. Just make sure you do what I've asked you to do, and that your dad isn't in the house when I get back. I don't want another argument with him about this.
Fine. Ugh.
Your mom again?
Yeah. She just messaged me demanding that I cook her dinner, wash her clothes for her night out, distract my dad while she sneaks out to go on said night out, and give her $200 so that she can buy herself drinks all night. I mean, what kind of mom does that?
A pretty rubbish one, I'd have to say.
Yeah, sorry about just randomly dumping all that on you.
Hey, it's okay. It's what best friends are for. I'm just sorry you have to put up with someone like that on a daily basis.
I know. If I could just get out of here, things would be so much better. I don't know how my dad puts up with her. I swear, if I wasn't there, she'd just use him as her own personal punching bag.
Your dad's way too sweet for that.
Yeah, but it's not like I can just go up to him and be like, "Hey dad, I think you should divorce mom and leave her." Although I wish I could. Have you ever heard of a child actually wanting their parents to divorce? I know I haven't.
Yeah, but it's not exactly like your mom acts like a mom. She acts more like a teenager wanting to go out all the time with her friends and get drunk.
That's true. You know, she thinks she's so sneaky, but I know that she's actually cheating on my dad with some guy she works with.
Why don't you tell your dad that? He'd leave her if he knew what she was actually doing.
I want to tell him, but I also know that it'd break his heart. For some odd reason, he actually loves her. I don't want to be the person who destroys that love in over 20 years of marriage.
It's a tough situation. But do you really want him to continue living with someone who is betraying him in such a horrible way? Surely that's worse than telling him what's actually happening. I know I'd hate to be kept in the dark if something like that had happened to me.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm going to have to think about what to do.
Well, whatever you decide, I'm here for you.
Thank you, Sadie. Means a lot.
Rory, why isn't my dinner ready? And why isn't my dress washed? Rory.
I guess I just didn't get around to doing it. Oh well.
That's it. I've had enough of your snarky and sarcastic attitude. I mean, all I ask is for you to do a few things, and you can't even do that. If you're not going to be useful and helpful, then I have no other option than to kick you out of my house. I don't care if you have nowhere else to go. I want you gone by the end of the week.
You know what? That's fine by me.
Yeah? Well, have fun sleeping on the streets.
Who said anything about sleeping on the streets?
Well, you've got nowhere else to go. I know you haven't gotten enough money to buy your own house.
Actually, I think you'll find that I do now.
What? How? That's impossible. There's no way that you've been able to save up that much. Where did you get the money from?
Well, Dad is giving it to me.
What? He doesn't have that kind of money.
Not at the moment, he doesn't, but when the divorce goes through and he sells the house, he said he's giving me half of it to buy my own place to live.
Divorce? What divorce?
Oh, yeah. Dad's divorcing you.
What? Why?
Because you've been cheating on him for God knows how long, and because you're just a generally horrible person. I'm surprised he didn't leave you sooner.
How did he know I've been cheating on him?
Well, you didn't hide it very well.
What do you mean?
I've known that you've been cheating on Dad for months now. The only reason I didn't say anything sooner is because I didn't want to hurt Dad. But after some careful consideration, I've decided that letting him stay married to a horrible person like you is hurting him much more than telling him about your infidelity.
You told him?
Yep. As soon as I did, he said that he was going to divorce you, as he doesn't want to stay with someone so vile.
You are such a horrible daughter. I can't believe you're actually related to me.
I feel exactly the same about you.
Well, if you think that I'm just going to let you and your dad sell off my home and split the money between the two of you, you're sorely mistaken. I'm going to fight with everything I have to make sure that I get what I deserve. I'm going to hire the best lawyers that money can buy and take everything from you and your dad.
Well, you can try, but with the evidence that Dad's got, I'd be surprised if you ended up with anything at all.
What do you mean? What evidence?
Well, it seems that one of your so-called friends had had enough of your horrible and vile behavior and decided to film you at a bar together with some guy. She did this every time that she saw the two of you together. I think she was planning on blackmailing you. Dad messaged a bunch of your friends after I told him of your infidelity. He wanted to make sure it was true or not. And this friend of yours sent him all the videos and messages and pictures that she had gathered.
How could she do this to me?
Maybe, if you weren't so mean and vitriolic to people, they would be more inclined to help you and be your friend. As it turns out, though, you've annoyed the wrong woman, and she has been more than happy to help Dad bring you down a peg or two, which is great for us. Oh, and Dad has also gone over the bank records for the last few months and found out that you've been spending a lot of money from your joint account. Something that you really shouldn't have done, as the judge will surely say that you need to repay any and all money you've taken from it that wasn't agreed by the both of you. Yeah, looks like you'll be the one living on the streets.
But I'm your mother. How could you do this to me?
You're not my mom. You might have given birth to me, but you've never acted like a proper mom. You belittle and degrade me and basically just try and make me do whatever you feel like. I'm glad to be getting rid of you from my life.
I'll get you back for this.
No, you won't actually, because I'm also getting a restraining order against you. If you come anywhere near me, it's off to jail for you. So, have a nice life. Or don't. I don't really care anymore. After that, my dad went through the process of getting divorced from my mom and settling all of the money and assets. Like I thought, because my mom was the one cheating and using the joint account illegally, she had to forfeit pretty much all of the money from the selling of the house and all of the other assets. I was finally able to buy my own house with my dad's help, and we're both living very happily in a much more relaxed and less toxic life. As for my mom, well, I don't really know what happened to her. She disappeared after the divorce was finalized, and I haven't heard from her since. Something I am more than happy with.